Hello, and today I'm going to be talking about the new Kudaranai 1nichi album called Doitsumokoitsumo. So this band has been around for a number of years now. Prior to this one, I believe I was most familiar with their one from 2020. That was mainly because there was a song on there called Red Eyes Be Dragon. And while yes, I did like that song, as a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, I like the name too. So if you see my 2024 favorite albums video, you would know that this ranked number 8. And that's for a lot of reasons. So before that, I just want to talk about this album compared to their last one from 2022. In my opinion, this album is much less noise rock focused as opposed to that prior one, and really has more of a Midwest emo rock melody sort of concentration to it. So songs on this album are much more like American Football Club and also Go Home Club from that 2022 album, in that they're much more melodic and a little bit more laid back. So let's get into the album. So the very first song is called Need, and this is more of kind of an intro song to the second song called Heal. Now Heal is awesome, and it has this really cool outro riff that I'm just really into. The next song is called Tauntaun, and I'm not quite sure what the title of this song is supposed to be, and that's because the title actually uses the kanji for birth, sort of, which also has other meanings too, twice, so it's Tauntaun. So if you know Japanese and you know the word tanjobi, the tan from tanjobi is the tan used here. So it's like birth, sort of in a way. I think this is a very excellent sort of new age math rock song, and it just goes super hard. I really like this one. It's kind of got this mainstream poppy sort of sound and sort of song structure to it, mixed with that very hard math rock sound, which is kind of what's making me love it so much. And so I really like that song. The following is a really good follow-up to it too, and that is called Totemo Daiji, which in Japanese means extremely important. So I think this song really revives that sort of frantic punk energy from that 2022 album. So it's nice to see at least some of that here return on this album. And there is just this awesome chugging guitar melody throughout the entire song, and it really makes me like notice how well mixed this album is too. It sounds fantastic, and I kind of want to talk about that here for this song in particular. So on this song, there are two guitars. One is panned all the way to the left, one is panned all the way to the right, and they're playing very different and distinct riffs from one another. On top of that, the percussion is also mixed very tightly too. So the snares and the kick drum are kind of in the middle somewhat, and then the cymbals are edged way towards that left channel, and it just really sounds so like specific and intentional, and I find that it really wraps you around the space that it's trying to create. So yeah, I think that song is just super cool in general, and what I'm really happy to report too is that this fantastic mixing is actually present across the whole album, which I'm very happy about as a mixing stickler. The next song is called Trust None, and I almost feel like this is a mistranslation of Trust No One, but I'll never know. So for starters, this song just has this like menacing intro bass line, and so for that reason it kind of reminds me of the Japanese band called Bed. And so if you're familiar with them, you would probably know that a lot of their compositions are very much bass led, and that's kind of how I feel this song is as well. I also feel like the outro guitar riff is very reminiscent of Undertow era Tool. Not quite sure why, but I just kind of get that vibe from it. But I think it's mainly because of that guitar riff, though I really have to kind of internalize it more to really see if that's what I'm really picking up from it, I think. So at this point in the tracklist, we get to my favorite song, which is called Moments. I think this is easily a 10 out of 10 song, and is one of the reasons why I rated this album so high on my year-end list. I just love that main guitar riff, and the chord progression really reminds me of Chased by the band Bata from JoJo Season 4. Frankly, I just think this song is like perfect in every way, so I don't really have anything in particular to point out about why I like it so much. I think every aspect is perfect. That's kind of all I got for that. The next song is called Nakimushi, which means crybaby. I really like how the singer will like sing a line, and then there's a guitar in the right channel that is almost finishing the melody that he started with his vocal line, and then it just ends with this really interesting guitar flourish. I think the way this song is written is just so like complex and interesting. I really do like it. And so this primarily occurs at the like 2-minute and 40-second mark and the 2-minute and 50-second mark. And there's something about the outro of this song that just is really giving me real Trico vibes. I think primarily the songs like Pool and also Yosuiki. The next song is called Gunpla, and I just love this one. In my opinion, it's another 10 out of 10. So I don't really have a lot to say here either. These are perfect songs, and frankly, all I really have to say are that this band knows how to write perfect songs, which is a real superpower, I think. And so now our final song is called Train. And I love this as an outro song. It is so cool. It sounds so fantastic. The vibe is immaculate. I think my favorite part about this song is just how lo-fi it sounds, and also how it just sounds like a perfect song to like ride out to on a train specifically. They just nailed that kind of atmosphere here. And yeah, all I can say about that is pop off, I guess. I love a lot of this album. So in my opinion, this album has pretty much everything I want out of a punk rock album, a noise rock album, a math rock album, and also a post-rock album as well. As I've mentioned in this review, I think a lot of it is actually perfect, and I think the intro and the outro song are perfectly like placed and just sound perfect, and they also act as perfect bookends for the album as well. So yeah, I think my closing thoughts are just that everything on this album is like incredibly like catchy and melodic, and there's never a dull moment on this album either. Now for the not so positive section of the review, while I don't think there's anything bad on this album, there are a few songs that never really wowed me as much as Moment or Gunpla or Train, and that would probably be the first like few. I could kind of take or leave parts of them or the entire songs themselves, and so like I said, I don't outright dislike them, but I just wish they had a little more like oomph to them, and so for that reason they don't really stick in my memory all that well. But man, that back half really does. I distinctly remember how each of those songs, just because they were so like momentous in a way. But those like first 2 to 3, I kind of remember them and they are good songs, but they're not gonna stick with me, I feel like. So yeah, I have no real complaints with this album, and like I said, I especially really like the mixing on here too. So with that said, I want to rate this album an 8 out of 10. I think there is a lot of cool stuff happening. I think it's a little short. That's okay. I don't have a large problem with that. I just do wish there was a little bit more on here, because I have been following this band for like 5 years now, and so at this point I just wish that they had more songs to offer on this album, but it's okay that they don't, but I would have liked more. Regardless, I want to get this on vinyl because I like this album so much. So those are my thoughts on Kudaranai 1nichi's Doitsumokoitsumo. What did you think? Let me know. If you have any other recommendations, please let me know too, because I love listening to new stuff. I do it all the time, so why not get some actual feedback from watchers of my channel? I have a feeling we're all into the same kind of music. That's why you're here in this very specific kind of genre of video. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and I hope you look forward to the next one. Bye.